Our 19-minute Bible study, and here's a crisis. I created one for us. I have a 19-minute Bible study with 10 questions. That means less than 2 minutes per question. Talk about a crisis. Good luck. We're going to keep moving. Buckle in. Here we go. First of all, the definition of crisis. Let's give one. Somebody, what's a crisis?
A terrible thing that's happening.
It's a terrible thing. It's unplanned. Here it comes. It's a dangerous situation. Oh no, it's a crisis. Maybe you're tubing on a boat, and the boat makes a big swing, and the tube goes out too far, and it hits the jumping platform at Camp Shiloh. That's a crisis, right? It's unexpected, not planned. All of a sudden, boom, there you are in the middle of it. Okay, good. Number 2, people can prepare for a crisis, but you're not really ever quite prepared for a crisis. Why? See, let's use Camp Shiloh. If you go out there, they've got a place you can go swimming. It has a boundary. And then at the diving platform, they've got rescue rings, and they've got a backboard, and they got whistles, and they got horns. They've got all the things in place for a crisis, which is, what happened to little Gillespie? He was swimming in the water. You're supposed to have a buddy system. Where is he? Crisis mode, right, Jenna? Oh my goodness, he could be underneath this water and we can't see him. Tweet! Everybody out of the water, and we're getting ready to lock arms and walk the area trying to find this. Where is he? That's a crisis, right? Your heart just... we're prepared. We have lifeguards. We have whistles. We have a buoy. We have a backboard. Wow. Number 3, when a crisis happens, you can't continue in your former way of life. Suddenly, there's a period of disorganization. What does that look like? I bet I'd get rich on this one. I would bet that in a crisis, you say a naughty word. I'm not going to say them online because that'll be on there forever. I bet when a crisis happens, people say and do things that they don't normally say and do. On steroids. Crazy things. Your mind is just racing. What are we going to do? Okay? Oh, by the way, why do you do that? What's going on in your body? Adrenaline. And what are you trying to do? Excellent. Fight or flight. And that's what we do to control a situation. Right? It's our body that's trying to control that situation. Pass out. Woo, now I don't have to deal with it. Run. Get out of here. Okay, very good. You guys are doing good. What do the following Bible passages say about a crisis? Pick one out and write a conclusion. Okay, if you're watching online, you're going, uh-oh, you don't have them in front of you. So, everybody here is going to check out for a second while I talk to you online. If you would like to have a copy of this Bible study, you just send an email to pastor@divinepeace.com, and you could have this list of Bible passages in front of you. I'm going to pick and choose a couple of them. But we're going to let the group here work on that. And these Bible passages, man, you know what? Get your phone out and just snap this page right here. Just snap these Bible passages. This would be a great list of Bible passages to have in your phone, and save it under favorites for when a crisis hits. And you can say, man, I remember that Bible study. We had that list of passages that we could use when a crisis happens. And have it on your phone ready to go. Because this is God's answer to a crisis. This is God's answer to a crisis. Now, for those online, I will read just a couple of them. This one we're going to talk about a little bit. John 9:2. His disciples asked him, Rabbi, who sinned, this man or his parents, that he was born blind? Neither this man nor his parents sinned, Jesus said. But this happened so that the work of God might be displayed in his life. Imagine in a crisis stopping to remember this passage. I'm going to skip down a couple. Jesus answered, John 14:6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Wait, there's a crisis going on. I'm going to remember this Bible passage. Psalm 50, verse 15. Call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you and you will honor me. Ooh, what a great passage in a time of crisis. One more, Matthew 28:20. And surely I'm with you always to the very end of the age. What a great passage to remember when a crisis happens. It's enough time because it's a 19-minute Bible study. But there's a whole lot more Bible passages here. I'll give you all a second here. Pick one. Give me some conclusions of the promises of God from these passages. Ready? Go. Yes, ma'am.
Psalm 34:19. A righteous man has many troubles, may have many troubles, but the Lord delivers him from them all. I think of the Lord's Prayer, deliver us from evil.
Deliver us from evil. Okay.
Delivers us all.
God delivers us. Yes. Another one? Yes, ma'am.
The Psalm 23, 1-4, specifically, it says, He guides me in paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. You are with me. Your rod and staff, they comfort me. So even when we're in the depths and the darkest places, God, He's there. God is there.
No matter how bad it gets, even in the valley of the shadow of death, God is there. Okay. Another one. Yes, ma'am.
John 9, verse 2, when he says that it happens so that the work of God might be displayed. Bad things happen so that the work of God can be displayed.
Isn't that amazing that God, why am I blaming God for this horrible crisis I'm in? Have I stopped to think that maybe God is going to use this for some greater purpose that I don't even begin to imagine what that would be? Yeah, very good. Any others? I'll give you like two more. Yes, sir.
Matthew 28:20. And surely I am with you always.
Yeah. Imagine how horrible it would be if you're a lifeguard and something horrible like that happens. You know what's going to happen. You're going to blame yourself. Why didn't I pay more attention? Why did not I do a better job of preparing for this situation? Why? And then what happens next? I'm going to blame myself for what just happened here. You know it's going to happen in a crisis. If I hadn't eaten all that stuff my whole life, I wouldn't be having this heart attack right now. I'm going to blame myself. I'm going to own it. No, this is a horrible thing that's going on right now. If you see, you just go on and on and on, and Satan just loves to do that, to make us delusional, to make us lose control, or to make us think that God doesn't have control. What a great time for us to remember these promises of God. Conclusions that we had from there, yeah, you nailed them. When he tells those disciples, look, you can't blame anybody. It's an effect of sin living in a sinful world. Crisis will happen. You can't escape it. It's the effects of sin in the world. All right. Number 6, the crisis may very well cause us to pause and consider a few things like what? Wake up. Didn't we say that after 9/11? Talk about a crisis. It's like, wake up call for America. Okay, that's a good one. Wake up, that's another one.
We have some comments from Facebook.
So Cindy Frey says Romans 8:28. That's about Job.
Okay, so Romans 8:28, God's working out all things for good. Sometimes we can't see it. We're in the middle of a crisis. What a great passage to remember. Job. Oh my goodness, all the stuff that happened to him. He lost it all. Crisis after crisis after crisis after crisis.
And Steve Groth said, similar to what you just said, it's difficult to see what good will happen from the storm while you're in the storm.
What possible good can come from this storm while you're in the storm? Excellent. You're driving your car in the middle of a snowstorm. You're stuck. You're in the ditch. You're freezing. And you're wondering, am I going to die? Is this it? What possible good could come from this snowstorm? Lord, what are you doing? And then you hear thundering from heaven, I'm putting nitrogen in the cornfields. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Thanks, Lord, for the horrible snowstorm that you're giving me food for the next year because you're putting nitrogen in all the cornfields. Okay, that was a stretch. But right? The amount of nitrogen that goes into a cornfield from especially thunder snow, as I've heard, I don't know if it's true. Thunder snow is like the best thing for the earth. Lightning. Yeah, what does that all do? The blessings from lightning, all we do is get scared.
Shut down games.
What?
Athletic trainers are a nightmare.
Yes, thank you. Yes, ma'am?
Like if I think of my friend whose her husband lost his job.
Okay.
It was really hard. It was a crisis for them, and she's really sad about it. This was before like coronavirus, so he was set up actually with like some good, what's it called, severance package. So now then when COVID hit, everybody else lost their jobs. He was okay, and then he was actually blessed with a job that he wasn't expecting and something he actually really liked. So at the time it was a big crisis for them, but looking back, then you can go, oh, that's what God's plan was, and all this time I didn't know.
Fantastic. Oh, the stories we could tell about events like that, right? Where bits and pieces of it, we're trying to figure it out. We're going, what possible good could come from this? Here, Don, I'm going to give you some string. I'm going to give you some gasoline. I'm going to give you a hunk of metal. You're like, what good is that? Well, it's a weed eater. See? You put it all together and you can go take care of the weeds. That's a lousy example, wasn't it? A little bit of a stretch, but you get the point. Excellent. 7, God who is faithful may allow crisis to enter our life to the point that we think we can't bear it any longer. And then I put down some examples out of the Bible. All these guys went through that. Moses, Abraham, Elijah, just thought, I can't take one more step. I'm done. God's promise is that his strength is great during our time of weakness. Where does God give us his strength? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, and a whole lot more than that. Turn the page back or turn up a few questions. There's a whole list of passages there. In other words, here's the point. Don't think of it like this, that God says, I'm the vitamin cabinet. And there's all the strength you need. You just have to take it and then you'll be strong. No, he doesn't give us that to make us strong of ourselves. But he is the strength. God is the strength. He is the power. It's the net underneath us so that we can survive. It's the confidence we have that he's the one that takes care of it. I can do all things through Christ. It's not, oh, now I'm zapped by Christ, so now I have the strength. Because I'll guarantee you'll lose that strength. It's not about me, it's about what God has promised, but God has done, what God delivers to us. And more often than not, we can't even know what it is. All right, good. Number 8, no matter what the situation may be, the Lord is always with us. He said, I'm with you always, includes every time of crisis. He invites us to come to him and urges us to call on him in our troubles, gives us promises of deliverance. Like what?
Eternal life in heaven.
Well, that's the best answer. That's excellent.
It's like John 3:16.
Right? I know it's hard to say it, but you're in such a crisis that you might die. Oh. Didn't I just pray last week, Lord, please take me to heaven? Maybe it's an answer to my prayers that God is saying, yes, now it's time to come to heaven. While we're going through it, it's horrible. And perhaps while we're younger, we even think invincible. But it is our goal. It is our goal. That's what we pray in the Lord's Prayer. Deliver me from evil. Yeah, ultimately we're saying, God, keep evil away from me here on earth, but when the day of crisis comes, take me to be with you in heaven. Deliver me from evil. Take me to heaven. It's not a wishy-washy prayer. But we still don't like crisis, do we? It hurts. It's an effective sin. And that's why we're at number 9. Crisis result in permanent change in our lives. It's true that our lives will never be the same. Isn't this it? Not having control of a situation causes the greatest fear. Our lives will change, but God in his glorious presence, his abiding help, that will make changes in our lives bearable. Yes, our lives change. God does not. His promises do not. Perhaps the word for crisis in Japanese, kiki, that's the way you say that, makes the point. When we have a crisis in our lives, it's a dangerous opportunity. It's dangerous because, yeah, we could lose some lives. We don't have control. We don't know what's going to happen. It's an opportunity because, what a great opportunity you have to trust God. Imagine that. A great opportunity to trust God. A great opportunity to have all the things of this world stripped away and see what's really important. An opportunity for us to realize it's about the suffering and death and resurrection of the Lord Jesus Christ. Ultimately, Jesus died and rose for me. Even in this crisis, Jesus. So what God ordains is always good, because it's about Jesus. But man, when I'm in the middle of that, it's a hard thing to say. My heart gets ripped out. My mind runs and races. That's when we need to text each other those wonderful Bible passages to remember. All right, last one. Your crisis may not be settled today, but take heart, Jesus said. I have already overcome the world. Already overcome the ultimate crisis for us. Sin is forgiven. Life is ours. So, dear Jesus, have mercy on us during time of crisis. Bing! Time's up. How'd we do? I didn't look at my watch. So
16 minutes.
16 minutes?
40 seconds.
In 40 seconds. Okay. Thank you for joining us online. 19-minute Bible study. A crisis, a dangerous opportunity, but not as we rest in the hands of our gracious God. Therein we have comfort no matter what the crisis. Here's our prayer. Lord, bless us today. Keep crisis away from us. But when the day comes that we do have to face it, Lord, let our rest be in you and your promises. There we rest secure now and forever. Because what did you say, Jesus? Come to me, all you are weary or burdened or under crisis, and I will give you rest. Amen. Thank you, everybody.